All right, now it's time to take a look at what you missed, and as he always is, Dennis Pitta is here again today to break down some of the film. And Dennis, we want to focus on the offense today because these last two games against the Steelers and against the Lions, this has looked like a completely different unit.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Over the last 2 weeks, this offense has completely made a 180. This was an area of concern throughout most of the season, but finally they're getting healthy, they're getting key players back, and a couple guys emerging.
Yeah, one of those guys who's emerging is Chris Moore. He had a big touchdown catch against the Steelers on Sunday, showed off his speed. And this touchdown catch is where we'll start. This kind of got the offense going, got the team back in the game.
Yeah, and he's been one of those guys that has really made an impact for this offense over the last 2 weeks. You look at this play specifically, his greatest asset as a wide receiver is his ability to run, his speed in the back end. And here, really, the Steelers are in a good coverage to defend this. You have a two high safety sitting over the top, but Chris Moore, with that speed, blows right by him, and Joe does a tremendous job seeing the safety flat-footed, throws a great ball for a touchdown.
Yeah, then Chris does the dead fish celebration.
Not sure what that celebration was. I'm not a FIFA player, but apparently if you're a FIFA player, you know what that was.
Right, so look, he used his speed to get past the defense on that play. Then they started to kind of respect that, and he took advantage of it.
Here you have to respect the speed. You think he's going to run vertical up the sideline. He does a nice job putting on the brakes. And one thing I really like that he does here at the top of his route is he comes back strong to the football, eliminating the ability for the defender to undercut that and potentially get a turnover.
Yeah, it's nice to see him kind of emerge. He's taken the spot of Rashad Perriman in this offense. Another player who's had a couple of great games is Alex Collins. We've talked about him this season. He's just playing at a really high level, and I think that he caught a lot of people's attention around the country with his primetime performance on Sunday.
Well, I think you have to say Alex Collins has been the MVP of this offense throughout the course of the season, a guy that really emerged in the first couple weeks of the season, but finding his stride, especially as of late. And here he makes a tremendous run. Great vision is one of the assets he possesses. He cuts the ball back across the grain, puts on a terrific move on the safety, and runs hard to get it down inside the 5.
Yeah, he's somebody who seems to have good patience, he has good vision, and then when he turns it on, he's got a good burst, and he can beat some of these linebackers and defensive linemen to the edge.
Yeah, I think his speed is underrated. He has tremendous acceleration, and evidence of that here. TJ Watt really sniffs this play out from the beginning. He gets upfield, provides penetration on this pitch, but Alex Collins, too much acceleration, too much speed, gets around the corner, and a huge first down on 3rd down.
All right, Dennis, so another player who's had a couple of good games in the backfield is the fullback, Patrick Ricard, and he's caught 2 touchdowns the last couple of weeks, so I want to go all the way back to week 1 to set up what's gotten us to this point here. As early on, the Ravens were only using him as a blocker.
Well, yeah, he's a converted defensive tackle. Catching the football is not necessarily in his forte, but he's a physical blocker. Defenses really haven't seen him as a receiving threat throughout this year. He's been doing a nice job paving way for these running backs and creating touchdowns for these guys. And now you see this play here against the Lions just 2 weeks ago. Finally, they get him out into space, throw him the football. He does a nice job catching and getting in the end zone. He bluffs the defensive end here. Everybody on the defense thinks he's going to block once again, slips out for an easy touchdown.
This offense, like I said, it's a totally different unit. Do you think that what we've seen the last 2 weeks is here to stay?
I think so. This is a team that scored 82 points over the last 2 games. You see Joe Flacco as comfortable as ever this season. That offensive line is shored up. You got pieces that have coming back and getting healthy and some guys that have been emerging. I think this is an offense that we can count on moving forward.
Well, that's definitely good news. So Dennis, as always, thank you very much. And that does it for this week's edition of What You Missed.